Man, I hope this recording goes better than the last one. My phone overheated, so I got cut off at some point halfway through. I'm Elizibar, your host. This is Sherlock Holmes, The Vanishing Man, #1. I finally got this a couple weeks, a month late from my local comic book store, Graham Cracker Comics. They ought to pay me as much as I name drop them, and Westville Comics for that matter. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything about this book. The art, it's not like super detailed, amazing, like I'm reading top-line superhero stuff, but it's good. I think it fits the story, it fits the era. The characters are pleasing to look at, like that little smirk there, there's just like, yeah, I see that guy and his mustache. Like, that's what's going on there, man. In fact, they even allude to that in the course of the story. So this guy's leaving work. We're going to talk a little bit about the setup of the story, and then we're going to stop before we get halfway through. He's walking home, buys an apple. He's a cheerful person. Look at that face. Cheerful. Guy accosts him, breaks the guy's nose, he runs off, makes his escape, boom! And then he's gone in 60 seconds. And we get to this. So that was like our action sequence. Let me get I took the case off my phone so my phone would cool off quicker. And we get to this. See the smoke? Yeah, the smoke all goes back to Holmes's pipe. Now, one thing I like about the Robert Downey Jr. interpretation of Sherlock Holmes is Holmes actually is a drugged-up alcoholic. It's actually true to the stories. As much as I like the Basil Rathbone and other old interpretations of Holmes, they're missing that element. I mean, it's understandable why, because the Hays Code wouldn't let them put that stuff in. And a lot of people probably wouldn't like Holmes as much. But I love the writing on these two pages here. I love all the writing in this book, really. London, a city wrapped in fog and smoke, wreathed in sin and soot, where choking smog clouds spread tentacle-wise through labyrinthine streets, the population swarming, the rats in Basilgate sewers beneath their feet, where vice and violence wait around every corner. For every head of the hydra severed by law and order, 2 grow in its place. So many lives lost, so many taken, the dead and the dying outnumbering the living tenfold. Where else but London? Mr. Holmes, sir. And so the kid shows up. Holmes sends him off to go get him some laudanum or something. Watson shows up. He's like, Holmes, quit being drugged up. You need a job. Fortunately, we know that there's a case in the works. So the missing guy's wife shows up, and the conversation pops. Like a lot of times when you read a comic, especially since there's like 2 weird schools of comic writing. There's like the decompression school, where you have like 9 of the same panel, and there's like, oh, well, then, in the middle 3 panels, and all the other panels are exactly the same. It's like, what the heck am I even looking at? Why did you waste that? That was literally this one panel. Oh, well then. And then you move on to the rest of the freaking story. And then you've got I'm going to write like 300 words on a single page with 150 in one text bubble. Like, no. This is like the way comic writing is supposed to be. It takes the old-fashioned material. Everybody is extremely polite. Extremely. So she comes up. She's going to visit. Sorry to interrupt. This is the housekeeper. Sorry to interrupt, gentlemen, but there's a client here to see you, Mr. Holmes. Let's move up a little bit. Mrs. May Williams. I'm afraid I don't have an appointment, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson. I hope I have not called at an inconvenient time. Not at all, Mrs. Williams, not at all. Your visit is both timely and welcome. Please be seated. What can we do for you? With my husband, Michael. He's been missing 2 nights in a row. He left work on Monday. My husband's a man of routine. Like, she's explaining stuff, and Sherlock's like, look, you gotta be honest with this. He does not drink. He does not gamble. Never has. Was there anything unusual about his manner of leaving? Nothing at all, Mr. Holmes. Michael's his usual cheery self. I recall that a missing persons notice for Michael Williams, office clerk, has been in the newspaper these past few days. This was your doing? No, sir. Hookham's Solicitors was given as a point of contact. So it bounces back and forth. Everybody's polite. The writing's tight. There's no unnecessary words. Like, somebody would go, oh, well, all that courtesy is an unnecessary word. Thanks, wind. Just wait for the wind to stop. We can look at this. Okay, we'll look at this beautiful page. Any day you want to stop, wind, so I can... Well, you know what? We don't need to show anymore. Holmes goes to visit the guy's place of employment, the solicitor, because he works for an attorney. He talks to them. The conversation there is just as tight and delightful to read. We learn about another possible case, a curse on like some mummy's treasure or something. That's pretty interesting. And then we cut over to like the kid in the drugstore getting the stuff, and some stuff happens there, and I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to spoil it. I want you to go read this thing, read this thing, read this thing. And it's really windy out here. I wish Phantom was out here. It was really cute. That was when I noticed my camera was dead, because I turned the camera to her and I noticed it wasn't recording anymore. I was like, oh, but she was being all cutesy, surveying her domain, panting for air. It was a good book. It was a great book. I really liked it. $3.99. I think it's worth it. I obviously would rather it have been $2.99. I mean, the quality of the art, while I like this art, come on, this should have been $2.99. But they don't print as many of these, so they don't get economies of scale that would let them drop the price down. I like it. I recommend it. I can't wait to read issue 2. Fortunately, I don't have to wait. It's upstairs waiting for me. Isn't that cool? That is so cool. That's exciting. I'm very excited. Let me take a drink of my ice cold refreshing beverage, which is no longer ice cold. Good stuff. It's a ginger ale from Kentucky. They actually sell them up here at the Farm and Fleet store of all places. What else can I say about this book? Oh, I didn't like... So, Moriarty gets introduced towards the end of the book, and I thought this story was going to be the story about the guy who's actually a beggar, and that's his job, and he makes more money than a lot of tradesmen do. And he tries to hide it and keep it secret, and that's why he vanishes. But that doesn't seem to be the story we're going with here. But Moriarty wasn't in that other story. At least not that I remember. It's been a long time since I've read Sherlock Holmes. But that's one thing I don't like about a lot of Sherlock Holmes stories. People always cram Moriarty in and Irene Adler in. Irene Adler was in like one whole story, and I think Moriarty was like in 2 actual stories. But whenever somebody writes a Sherlock Holmes story now, they cram them in because those are like the characters that people recognize that are, you know, co-equal to Sherlock Holmes. You know, you can just put Mycroft Holmes in here. Isn't he like co-equal to Sherlock? I don't know. So that's how I feel about this book. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Until then, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye.